Four news stories for you. First news story is from Sudan, viewers, where we know that Sudan Egypt border has been closed for several days. Protesters have closed this border and they are accusing Egypt of backing Sudanese military. Today, reportedly, Sudanese security forces used force to open this border crossing between Sudan and Egypt. We have a video clip for you. Second, viewers, from Eritrea, we have a new story for you. Abune Antonios was the head of the church in Eritrea, but he was removed. He was put under house arrest, reportedly. He has died. Radio Arena is reporting that Abune Antonios has died. Officially, he is not the head of Orthodox Church in Eritrea, but some Eritreans, some Eritrean diaspora, they still see Abune Antonios as the head of the church. Reportedly, he has died. Thirdly, viewers, Mekele, where a drone strike is being reported. And lastly, an important news story from Somali region of Ethiopia. I've been updating you about CSC, Congress for Somali Cause, a new opposition alliance which is emerging in Somali region. What about ONLF, Ogaden National Liberation Front? Another opposition party. Well, meeting has started between ONLF and CSC, Congress for Somali Cause, in Nairobi, Kenya. Today, negotiations are underway for a joint front against Mustafa Umar's government. Firstly, viewers, Sudan, where protests are going on. Since the 25th of October, protesters have been out on the streets against military. They want military to step back from politics. And the protesters blocked Sudan-Egypt border crossing. The crossing has been blocked for several days. Today, Sudanese forces tried to use force and they opened the border crossing. Barricades were erected at a place called Hamdab, which is on Sudan side of Sudan-Egypt border. Here, police used force. Protesters have been dispersed and reportedly the border crossing has been opened. Though for the time being, the border crossing has been opened, but reportedly the protesters are trying to erect barricades on other points along Egypt-Sudan border. What this video showing border crossing, which seems to be open now. Vehicles can be seen moving from Egypt to Sudan and from Sudan to Egypt.
المصرية بعد الاشتباكات اللي حصلت في ترس الحمداب. اشتباكات حصلت في ترس الحمداب، أصوات طلق ناري الآن من منطقة تبريد قشابي. يعني شوف العربات دي بتندفع بكمية كبيرة جدا، حتى أربكت الناس. يمكن الناظر والشايف إنه أكثر من 50-60 عربية.
Second level, new story from Eritrea, where head of Eritrean Orthodox Church has passed away. His name is Abune Antonios. Radio Arena is reporting that Abune Antonios has died. The man was the head of the Orthodox Church, but he had some disagreements with Isaias Afwerki's government. He was removed from this position. He was put under house arrest, allegedly. And we heard reports that the man was requesting medical aid abroad, but he was not allowed to fly abroad. And reportedly, he has died. Asas Afwerki government appointed a new Orthodox church head in place of Abune Antonios several years ago. Officially, Abune Antonios is not the head of Eritrean Orthodox Church, but some diaspora members, diaspora organizations, and Eritrean dissidents, they still see Abune Antonios as the head of Eritrean Orthodox Church, but today reportedly he passed away. Eritrea has a large number of prisoners, political prisoners to U.S. Embassy in Asmara, other and human rights organizations. They have been calling for the release of these prisoners, journalists, politicians, government officials, people like Abune Antonios. And they've been in prison for several years, but Eritrean government has not released them, and that is one of the reasons behind some sanctions on Eritrean government. Thirdly, viewers, Mekele, where after a lull of a few days, once again drones are over Mekele. Today, a drone strike was reported in Mekele. Reports are coming in about this drone strike. Where was this drone strike carried out in Mekele? It's not clear. Most sources are confirming drone strike did happen, but we'll update you about the damage caused by this drone strike. The drone strike has come at a time when UN Deputy Secretary General Amina Mohammed and African Union mediator Obasanjo were in Afar. We know that they were in Afar in the morning today. And they were briefing journalists there and in Addis Ababa that situation was getting better, that things were improving, and there were less hostilities between Tigray and Ethiopian government. But you see that drone strikes have resumed once again. We'll update you in coming hours about this drone strike. Lastly, viewers, Somali region of Ethiopia, I have been updating you about new political developments there. A new alliance has emerged there. CSC is the name of this alliance, Congress for Somali Cause, basically based in Kenya. Now, a major opposition party is in talks with this Somali opposition alliance, ONLF, Ogaden National Liberation Front, which waged armed struggle for several years. Then it turned into a political party, main opposition party in Somali region of Ethiopia. It is in talks with the CSC, Congress for Somali Cause, in Nairobi, Kenya. You can see some pictures on your screen. You can see CSC and ONLF leaders. Both are holding negotiations, meetings in Nairobi, Kenya. Today meeting is underway. ONLF and CSC, they want to form a joint opposition against Mustafa Umar's government. CSC is making very large claims. It says that Mustafa Umar, the government has been shaken, and there could be disobedience, civil disobedience, mass protests against Mustafa Umar's government. We don't know that civil disobedience or mass protests are going to happen, because Mustafa Umar definitely has tight grip on the government there. Though, yes, dissidents are increasing in number and government is trying to launch crackdown on dissidents in Prosperity Party too. So, ONLF, CSC and some disgruntled Prosperity Party members are trying to form a joint opposition alliance against Mustafa Umar's government. But you will have to be on the ground in Somali region. By being in Nairobi, Kenya, by having meetings there, you cannot bring about a major change in Somali region. To bring about a change, you'll have to be on the ground in Somali region. Who will lead the protesters? Of course, leaders will have to be on the ground in Somali region. They'll keep on having meetings abroad, but I don't think that these meetings will have significant impact. So some of the leaders will have to come to Somali region and lead this rising anti-government sentiment in Somali region of Ethiopia. Thank you for watching.